You have the floor.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House, I rise today not for, and I mean this, not for partisan reasons, which I know you will find unusual. I have a personal plea today to the members, and it reflects my growing concern about how we are functioning as an institution. And Madam Speaker, I just want you to know that not all of this is going to be critical, and I do have nice things to say about even you, Madam Speaker, and I hope you will indulge me. But certain things have gone on in the last couple of weeks that I think could drastically affect our ability to function going forward and to finish our work in a timely fashion. Change is difficult, and I realize that there are people with responsibilities that they have never had before, committee chairmanships and committee assignments they've never done before, functions that they've never had to concern themselves with in the past are all of a sudden thrust upon them. And I realize that this is a jubilant time for Democrats in this body that have taken control of this institution. But at some point, and I know we're maybe trying to get there, but it seems like the pace of getting there to the point where we are functioning adequately such that we can finish our work, it seems slow, it seems awkward, it doesn't seem like it's getting any better necessarily, and maybe that will come. But enough things have happened since we started here to cause consternation. The first one that jumps to mind is the fact that, let's see, Tuesday, we will be 14 days in. Tuesday will be the earliest opportunity we have to pass a piece of legislation other than the resolution we passed the other day. That is unusual, to say the least. I remember in past years, we were working in committee on the opening day, considering bills and passing them out of subcommittees on the opening day. Put our rules together, go to work. Tuesday, Wednesday, 15 days in, will be the first day that we actually vote on legislation in this body. The 2-year state budget is looming. It's complicated. There was an appropriations committee meeting scheduled for today. I'm sure the chairman has a perfectly good reason why he canceled it today. Standing alone, that may be a perfectly fine maneuver. But we have 60 days to get that accomplished, and there is no meeting today. I heard the gentleman from Newport News say that they were going to have to do 25 bills a day to get the work done in Crim Sub, having served there for many years and where we routinely heard more bills in that subcommittee than any other standing committee of this body. I understand the workload. They have 10 bills on the docket today. That's going to back up. And this is more of a plea to you, my colleagues, than it is a criticism of Democrats. As a member of this institution, who respects this institution, who understands how it has to work, who understands what has to be done to get our job done, as a former chair of a committee who understands the pace of legislation that has to be heard, I implore you that we need to tighten up, and not just in the pace, in procedure. We have heard countless stories of parliamentary procedure just being thrown to the wind. And whether it's on the floor, whether it's in committee, whether it's in subcommittee, rules matter. This little sheet that was handed out today, I sort of wondered if this is even if anybody's going to pay any attention to this. And again, not a criticism. I want you to pay attention to this. I want you to adhere to these rules. These rules matter for both sides. It matters for the functioning of this institution. I know we have a lot of new people and relatively new people, and so it's been hard to sort of train folks in the culture of how we conduct our business here. But I'm afraid we're about to lose all that. And I, again, just implore you to tighten up on parliamentary procedure. The other day, I was in the Ag Committee. Again, no disrespect to the chairman, but we referred a bunch of bills. I don't know which bills they were or where we referred them. We just referred a bunch of bills somewhere because it said refer, move to refer, and it's referred, and there they go. We can't do that. Perhaps most disturbing along these lines is just something that Something happened yesterday that was very telling about a problem that we have. Again, this is just a plea to let's fix these things and do it now so we can get our work done and so people can be happy and doing their jobs well. Yesterday in Labor and Commerce, a longtime attorney from Legislative Services packed up his stuff and quit because he was receiving criticism from members of that committee about his drafting. I got to tell y'all, morale is very bad in Legislative Services right now for a number of reasons that we can control and some we can't, but we can address it right now and we can fix it. And I wanted to thank the Speaker for acknowledging this morning to me that they needed to appoint an acting director of Legislative Services. So I want to thank the Speaker for seeing that problem, acknowledging it, and moving swiftly to fix it. But I have seen professional attorneys, longtime, tough professionals in that office in tears because they're so frustrated about the morale there, how they're being treated, how they're being put upon. So this is for especially the new folks and the relatively new folks. And just a reminder to those of us who've been here a while who may forget these things and take it for granted. These are just people. When you put a bill in for drafting, there's not some robot who receives it and processes it. There is somebody who's going to have to spend, because of your request, hours away from their family, because of your one request, in here late at night, in here on the weekends, the entire month of December, the entire month of January, in here just working nonstop to try to fulfill your request. And I know they chose this job, but they can choose to do something else too. And we have a lot of new people over there. So I would just ask people to please remember that when you make requests, do it thoughtfully. And again, we're guilty of this too. I know we put requests in for things that maybe we shouldn't have because it was just a wild idea and we never even followed through. So this has been a great reminder for me, seeing people so upset about their morale and the way they're being treated. When you put a request in, that's your responsibility still. It's not some attorney's responsibility. So when they call you or email you and say, your bright idea that I'm drafting here on a Sunday, I have a question about it, please respond to those people and get back to them and tell them what you had in mind and tell them how you want it drafted and what the options are. They can work through that with you, but get back to them when they do that. Because the next thing they hear when they're in committee is that this isn't what I asked for. And so yesterday we had somebody just say, I've had enough, I'm out of here. And we lost decades of institutional memory in a drafting attorney and in Labor and Commerce. So I want to finish with this, and crossover is coming. It's a hard deadline. I'm afraid we're going to just be here on the weekends and in the evenings, and please don't let that happen. The last thing I want to say, Madam Speaker, is, and I know this all sounds critical, and a great deal of it was, we want to help. Republicans want to help fix these things. We want to help run better committees. And those of you who've been here a while, who can help your chairman and subcommittee chairman, please, everybody's a mentor in any given situation, and everybody's a mentee in any given situation, and we can all help each other. We know we're out of power, and we know that we're not running these things anymore, Madam Speaker, but there's a wealth of knowledge over here about how to do these things properly that transcend party and that deal with the effective running of this institution. So, Madam Speaker, we stand ready to assist in anything that can help us get our work done in a timely fashion, in an orderly fashion, in a proper fashion, and in a way that helps our people feel appreciated. And again, Madam Speaker, I thank you for talking to me this morning about fixing one of those problems. So thank you very much.
Thank you.